In 2025, everyone's trying to become a content creator, and rightfully so. We're in a day and age where big brands, big companies, even big events are starting to shift away from the traditional TV ads, commercials, and are starting to invest that money in creators, influencers, different social media platforms, and pouring a lot of money into them to help market their products, their brands, shoe lines, and so on and so forth. I think the creator economy or the influencer economy right now is around $300 billion. And I'm not just throwing numbers out there. That's something you can go online and look up. That said, successful creators are making a lot of money and people are starting to recognize that. That's why you see everyone jumping into content, because content these days can actually really replace a 9 to 5. That's what happened to me. I started my content journey a year ago, and the way it's transformed my life has been ridiculous. I wasn't even trying to make money. I was doing it for fun. I was doing it for motivation, and then it slowly turned into something else. That said, a lot of people are struggling with content because it's oversaturated. They're nervous. They don't know how to start. They don't know how to get kicked off and start running and just take off. And that's not abnormal. You're not alone. That's how I was when I first started. That's how a lot of people are when they first start. But I think this piece of advice that I'm about to give you will work tremendous wonders if you find yourself struggling. So here's what happened with me. When I first started my content, I started dropping it on my personal pages. When I say personal pages, I mean my page where it was my family and my friends and the people I used to go to school with and so on and so forth. And what I noticed was when I did that, I used to get agitated because I felt like people that were close to me, people that I once knew, weren't showing me the love that I thought I deserved, right? Even if I wanted to pretend I didn't care, as humans, sometimes we naturally care. And even if you don't, I did, and I feel like a lot of us do. And what that ended up doing is it hinders your ability to be yourself fully. You start worrying about what other people think. You start worrying about, do you look cringe when you post content? You start getting feelings of embarrassment. And what that does is it gets in the way of your progress. You can't truly be yourself because the weight of other people's opinions are holding you down. It's not necessarily like you care what other people think, or maybe it is, but it's more so you grew up around people, you grew up around family. In some ways, it's almost impossible to not post and expect them to support you. And it can be frustrating. It can be discouraging. Here's what worked wonders for me, and here's what changed my life. I started a page on TikTok and Instagram with nobody I knew, like literally nobody. And I didn't connect my email to it. I didn't connect my phone number to it. And I had it under a nickname that was unrecognizable. And what that did is it allowed me to build a page and build a following of people who actually loved my content and loved what I was doing. And what that does is it allowed me to be my full self without worrying about the opinions of others, without worrying about feeling cringe or feeling embarrassed and so on and so forth. So I took off very fast. And when I say fast, what I mean by that is I gained 380,000 followers on Instagram in under a year, which is incredible. And I always attribute that to the fact that I started a new page with no one I knew. And again, what that does is it allows you to be yourself. If you go back to the beginning on my page, all the way back to my first post, and you look at my content, one can argue that it's incredibly cringe, it's corny, it might even be hard to watch. But my willingness to be cringe in the beginning is what has opened all kinds of doors for me today as I continue to grow. There's a saying out there, you have to be willing to be cringe and be embarrassed to eventually be great. Someone might even look at my content right now and be like, man, that's cringe, that's corny. But the doors it's opening for me. And what I hope to do is one day, when I do become great or when I do reach my destination, I can look back at the content I'm creating now and be like, wow, this is where it all started. So all that to say, sometimes you need to be cringe. You need to take risks because you don't know where it might take you. And the best way to do that sometimes is by opening up pages where no one you know is following you, is connected, or can find that page. All right. So how do you do that? When you open up a page on social media from scratch, you cannot use your phone number. You cannot use a previous email attached to any other page, because what that does is it lets the algorithm, it lets the platforms know to push your content out to people connected to those to that contact, right? So if you use an old phone number, it will push your contact and recommend it to people that you have associated with that phone number. Same with an email. Start from scratch, even if you have to use a brand new email. And I'm telling you, what it does is, as you start to grow, what you're gonna learn is the love you're gonna get, the support you're gonna get is going to be from strangers anyway. You're going to receive more love from strangers than people you once knew. It's not a sob story, it's a fact, and it's a wisdom of life. As you grow, as you achieve, the love you're going to get is going to be from strangers. And as you continue to get that love, you're going to accelerate and you're going to develop into your full self, because those strangers are going to continue to encourage you to be yourself. In a world where everyone's trying to be like everyone else, it's important that you be yourself so that you can set yourself apart from groupthink, everyone trying to be like everyone else. And then you being yourself allows you to stick out on these platforms. And I'll say it again, one of the best ways to accelerate you being yourself is by starting a page without the weight of opinions of people that you once knew. All right. So for anybody struggling, you feel like you're running into a wall, make sure one of the things that's not holding you back is the idea of being cringe or being embarrassed. And if that is holding you back, consider starting a new page, because me starting a fresh page with no one I knew has led to me making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Not only that, I'm at a point now where I walk down the street, people are stopping me. I'm not a celebrity by any measure. I'm not even going to say I'm nowhere near famous. But the fact that I have any notability at all, simply because I post content, is a good feeling. It feels empowering. And I don't know where it's going to take me. But that's the potential that lies in you taking your phone and just posting. All right. And what's great about this is you're not hearing it from someone who's guessing or who's just telling you what he thinks. This has literally happened with me, people I teach. It's real. As the whole world starts to shift more towards social media, the marketing, more and more celebrities are influencers and so on and so forth. Now is the time, to take risks, to just get out there and post and see where it goes. The one thing I love about social media is that it's free. There's no investment. All you need is your phone and at the very most, maybe a tripod. You have no excuse not to get started. So yeah, like I said, I'll end with this. Don't let the idea of being cringe or being embarrassed or the weight of other people's opinions get in the way of you being your full self. Once you be your full self, you fall right into your path, into your destiny, and that's how you're going to thrive. Probably not only with social media, but with life. All right. So if you want to continue to see more tips on social media, subscribe, leave a comment, show love, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.